Say what I've learned from the different generations is wisdom through experience from the older generation, both good and bad, and accepting the ups and downs of life. And the younger generation, it's the impact and power of innovation and really thinking differently and outside the box and against trends.
Firstly, to value things that it's actually quite difficult to put a value on. Traditionally in business, we like to really search for ROI on investment, and that can be difficult with certain things in our lives, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do them and we shouldn't prioritise them. And secondly, I've learnt to really speak up and question certain things that are presented to us as we do them just because, you know, we always have and this is how we're told it should work. But why should we? And could we be doing it differently? And I've definitely learned that, and I'm very grateful for the lessons that I've learned.
So one thing that I would say I've definitely learned from my Gen Z colleagues is to not be so stuck in my old ways. Whenever we collaborate, we always come out with such brilliant ideas around working smart and how to work more efficiently, and that's because we really push ourselves to think outside the box. Whenever we have brainstorming sessions, we always sort of talk about apps and technology, which quite frankly I had no idea had existed. So the outcomes of those sessions have been absolute game changers for us.
I've learnt to take initiative when something feels right and not always wait for the green light to take action on something. And also just to be outspoken about the way I feel in meetings, even if that means going away and saying, you know, I need some time to reflect on this. I think it's always good to be honest and not be afraid to ask for things that you need, or say how you really feel.
And the value and the importance of face-to-face meetings, especially in the world in which we exist now. Yes, we have to embrace and adopt technology, but at the same time, I think there is no more powerful connection than that of meeting someone face-to-face and having that real personal touch.
I've had the pleasure of working with so many different generations throughout my career and have really gained so much insight from the fresh perspectives of the Gen Zs sort of coming through our assessment days and our graduate programs. But if I look back at some of the earlier parts of my career, where I've had the most sort of gains has been the wealth of experience from others around me and being able to adapt that and bring that into my working life and my daily life as well.
What I've learned from the older generation is that face-to-face connection is really important. And I think in this day and age, it's great that we can work remotely and we can work from anywhere. But especially if you're working on, a really creative project, having that face-to-face sort of interaction in the same room really helps people to be more creative and bring ideas together. And what I've learned from my Gen Z colleagues is that you can't put your all into work unless you're looking after yourself. So really taking that time to make sure you're rested, make sure you're in the best headspace that you can be so that you're able to give 100% while at work.
Something that I've learned from another generation at work is to get involved in meditation, to carve out some time of the day in order to quieten my mind down and be able to focus a lot better. As well as that, I've managed to be a bit more disciplined with my time. That's also really helped.
And something I've learned from the younger generation in the workplace is that by stretching our imagination and our creativity and collaborating with our team, we typically find a better solution to the challenges we face.
So showing up each day with that same attitude, making sure that you're chasing down those yeses when there are going to be a few no's sprinkled in with that, but making sure that you are resilient also in your teamwork, in your effort, showing up for your team, being the best team member that you can and working towards that end goal. And then also in terms of networking, making sure that you're constantly going out there and building your network, building your growth, but also building out your knowledge. Market knowledge is huge and key. So making sure that you constantly are aware of the latest things and trends going on in your markets, and then learning from everybody else around you, which I think has been pivotal not only in my career, but I can see how it made a difference within my managers' careers as well.